right, ready to go?
Yes.
The future of radio.
Future of radio.
The future of radio.
The future of radio.
The future.
The future of radio is here.
Funemploymentradio.com.
So I don't understand how you want to get involved.
I
in
don't
it.
know, but I feel like I
Do you think it's like
this...
a calling that you've always had?
It is. I feel like at 37, now I'm like, oh, so this is the thing that I should have been doing
I
for
mean,
a while.
in a way, it kind of makes sense. You've been going more towards the shut-in kind of thing, but also, probably a lot of talking to yourself. I could imagine you creating other partners for this. I think this kind of makes sense in a way.
Well, no, I don't want to go in like the partners way.
Well, I mean, there's a couple of different ways I think you can go with it.
Yeah.
See, this is...
Like my own
You
little
are
gang.
rapidly becoming to this. You're going to be this woman on the bus. I guarantee. Like within like a
Ooh.
year.
Well, it's a built-in audience.
Yeah, it really is. It kind of makes a lot of sense. We'll have to see what everybody thinks. Hello, everyone. This is Fun Employment Radio. I am Greg Nibbler here with Sarah Stillen. Thank you so much for tuning in today, wherever and however you listen. It is so fantastic that you do so. Of course, we are live here 5 days a week on the Fun Employment Radio Network, then available via podcast all over the internet, wherever podcasts can be found. And thank you for finding us. I want to thank our ever-growing number of the members of the Fun Employment Radio Supporters Club. We do appreciate that.
We're so
$6.99
excited.
a month. First week is free or $80 for the entire year. Find out more at funemploymentradio.com/supporter. And also, we do have a Fun Employment Radio event we're going to be talking about here in just a little bit. We'll talk about it later on in the show.
Yes.
So we have an announcement to make about, we kind of did already tease it, but we're going to fill you in on some details.
I mean, we just
and how
kind of
you can
want to,
join.
like if you want to hang out with us in a couple of weeks, that'd be awesome.
Yeah. Well, we'll be talking about it here in just a little bit. We will announce that. Also, we have lots of other things to get to today, and I think we need to talk about possibly a monumental shift in Sarah's lifestyle and what she's choosing to do. I think maybe I should let you
Well, I don't
explain.
know. The way that you're like setting this up
Well, I
is
think-
not effective.
I think what you're doing is not understanding how big of a change this would be if you got into this. This is a lifestyle choice. It's
don't
not a
think this-
casual.
Well, let me just say, as someone who is already like a commissioned animal portrait painter,
Yes.
that is already a little strange,
Right.
perhaps.
Right.
So I feel like maybe it could be an easier transition. I don't know.
I think once you get into this though, you need to go into it hard. Like you need to be majorly into this. Like this has got to be your thing. And that's what so let's talk about this. Over this last weekend, Sarah invited me to go along with her to something that I did not even know existed here in Portland. And it's one of those things where I'm really glad that we went and that we found this thing, but it's kind of like I think every small town has these little strange like museums or places that are like local establishments, museums, or I guess that would be the right word.
Yeah, it's a museum.
Yeah,
That's
it's a
what
museum.
It's called.
This is.
But I mean, like more
I'm
of
trying
like
to compare
kitschy, like if there's like, places with like yarn museums or
Right,
like places
that's what
with
I'm
like
trying to get to.
the spoon museums, like something like that's really kitschy
Yes.
and very specific
Yeah.
to a certain kind of thing.
Absolutely. Yeah, and there's this is something that's in a section of Portland here called Sellwood. I had no idea it existed, but Sarah and I both went to the Portland Puppet Museum over this last weekend, which I got to
Is
say
a
it was
thing.
cool.
It's a thing.
It's a thing that I did not know existed, but there's a lot to it. I think maybe we should describe the Puppet Museum first, and then
All right, well, let me tell you this.
and
I
then
need to
go
give-
into what.
Well, this is
what
the Old
Sarah
World
needs to talk about.
Puppet Theater
Okay.
that we went to. So I do want to give a shout out to our buddy Gene, who's a listener. I saw Gene and his wife actually check into this place a couple weeks ago, maybe a few weeks back, and I was like, wait, where are they? Because I saw that, because when it pops up when you check in somewhere on social media, you can see that it's somewhere. And I noticed that
Mm-hmm.
it was somewhere in Portland.
To clarify here, and I'm asking you, isn't it? That's the exhibit is the Old World part, and then they rotate that out. I thought they rotated that out every few months.
Well, it's called the Portland Puppet Museum, a.k.a. the Old World Puppet Theater.
Oh, okay.
So it has
Old
a
World
bunch of
Puppet
different.
Theater.
It's
Gotcha.
It's all of that.
Okay, gotcha.
Together.
That's what I wanted to clarify.
Yeah.
Okay, so both of those are the same thing, and this is in Sellwood, which is where we went.
Yes.
Sellwood, and it's in a house, pretty much.
So it is basically, it's this thing. So I'd seen Gene and his wife check in there, and I'm like, what? There's a puppet museum. And I saw all these pictures that they were taking. I'm like, how does this exist, and how have I not heard about this, and when can I go to this puppet museum? So I talked with Greg on Saturday, and I was getting ready to go for a bike ride, and I was going to ride down there. I'm like, do you want to come with me? I'm going to go check out this puppet museum thing. And he's like, okay, we'll go. Because we're like, all right, it'll be fun. Like, we can take some videos for Instagram and it'll be like a fun experience
Yeah.
to go to the. Because we've both lived here for a pretty long time now. And
Yeah.
I have never. And this thing has been here since like 98, I think.
Yeah.
91, 98, sometime in the 90s, either very beginning or somewhere in the middle.
Whatever. A long time.
A long time this place has been there. And I have never, ever, ever heard of it.
Yeah. I
So-
had no idea that this existed.
No. And so it's actually, and it's not even like that hard to find. And it's just like, once you find it, it's very apparent that as to what you're walking into. It looks like a
Well,
crazy puppet
it's
museum.
in the middle of a neighborhood too.
It is. It's a little
It's
bit.
got
So,
kind of a storefront, but attached to a house.
so if you're familiar with Portland, just real quick, it's on Southeast 9th and Umatilla, like right next to the Sellwood Bridge.
Yeah.
So it's
but,
like right there.
But it's in the middle of a neighborhood, and you're riding along, and all of a sudden you see, and we were riding our bikes, and you're going through this normal neighborhood, and then you just see these giant inflatable rubber ducks, like
Sitting in
giant,
chairs.
like 10 feet tall.
Yeah.
Like 10-foot tall rubber ducks sitting on chairs in front of this house. It's like, okay, well that's a little odd.
Yeah, because I didn't think, because I'm like, those aren't puppets. Those are giant blow up things.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, we don't, so they're ducks sitting in chairs for some reason. And I'm like, Greg, I think that's a puppet museum, Greg, because we are in the middle of a neighborhood trying to figure out like exactly where it is that we're going.
Right. And so you see that, it's like, okay, clearly there's either the kooky neighbor, because it is Portland. That could be just like the weird neighbor that's along there as well.
Oh yeah, because there are all kinds of people. Like, I've some people in my neighborhood that keep their, they have some Christmas snow globe, like, one of those things that's attached to the air machines
Yeah.
that you keep inflated the entire, like, they will keep that thing inflated like 6 months out of the year.
Right.
Yeah, so you can't tell, like, is this eccentric like Southeast Portland person, or is this the actual puppet museum?
Yeah. Yeah. And so you get closer, and then you do see the sign, saying that it is a puppet museum. Looking in our live chat, funemploymentradio.com/supporter, you can go there and join the live chat or see the archives of the live chat. Rick is saying, I worked in Sellwood for 10 years and never heard of this. Exactly. I had no idea.
I had
no idea it existed.
No idea. I had no idea.
But you get there, and it's kind of like a tiny storefront, and it's one of those ones where it is attached to a big old house in the back, and there are the giant rubber ducks are a big sign. But if they didn't have those out, you'd pass right by it and not even know.
Yeah.
I don't even think you'd realize it.
So
was
it used to be called something like Ping Pong's Puppet Museum.
Ping Pong's Portland Puppet Museum or something like that. Yeah,
And so that was too difficult to say, so they just ended up changing it to the Portland Puppet Museum.
which makes a little more sense. Had it said Ping Pong Puppet Museum, I don't know if I would go into that. I'd be a little confused on what that is exactly. But Ping Pong, I guess, was the name of Ping Pong's Panda Puppet Exhibitor.
Yeah, and Ping Pong was
I
the
don't
name
know.
of their famous panda puppet.
Yeah, I've
they
never
had.
said Ping Pong this many times in a row.
So many.
But regardless, so you're going into this, you're walking up to this thing, and you see the little storefront, and it says Portland Puppet Museum, and there's a sign on there that says it's open. It says shows at 2 p.m., and we missed whatever the show was.
Yeah.
And we walked in this door.
Oh, it's been there since 1999.
Okay, so
We
it's been
really
there a long
dropped
time.
the ball, like since 1999.
Well, I don't think we're the only ones that didn't know about the Puppet Museum. So you walk in the door, and it's a small place, like a small like mom and pop shop kind of. And you see lined up all along the walls, there's a bunch of different puppets. But we opened the door, and there was nobody in there.
No, there was
Like
nobody.
this room is
Even
maybe,
the host of the place was no, like, there wasn't that there
No,
weren't
there
any
was
other
nobody
patrons.
in
There
there.
was absolutely nobody in there. And we walk into this room, and it's silent. There's no music or anything, and it's just
it's
a
probably
room
like
full,
20 feet by 10 feet maybe.
yeah,
maybe
and
200
it's full
square
of
feet,
like hundreds of puppets. So we
Yeah.
get in there, we're just like,
all
okay.
lining the walls.
And so we're just standing in there. I'm like, I don't know what this is. Like, there has to be somebody here to talk to about the puppets.
Well, and there is something a little unnerving walking in there. I mean, puppets can be unnerving anyway, with their eyes just staring at you. And I've seen enough horror movies with puppets. And so, in this silent room, just a bunch of puppets. Like, there's no noise, and there's no one in there. And we just walked in off the street into this place. It's like, what's going on? What have we just walked into? Is there a body back there? What's going on?
yeah, so I'm standing there.
What
and-
happened?
And then, so of course, Greg is like, "Oh, I don't know what's going on. So I'm like, hello? And Greg's like, don't say anything. I'm like, well, we're in this puppet museum. Like, clearly these are expensive puppets,
Yeah.
and there's nobody here. And then it was like something out of a movie. So we're standing in there like, okay, well, I guess we're going to look at the puppets. We don't know. Then one of the doors in the back opens, and this guy dressed all in black with wire-rimmed glasses, looking very dapper, coming in. And he is the museum. He is the Puppet Museum curator
Uh-huh.
and founder His name is Steve. He was awesome. And he just comes in like this magical dove of a human. And he's like, oh, hello, and welcome to the Portland Puppet Museum and the old Portland Puppet Theater. I am Steve. I am the curator of the, like, and he was just, he knows his.
But he did.
He just kind of appeared.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
And that's what was strange about it. And I'm taking a look here in the live chat. People are saying, no noise is better than tiny whispers. But imagine that, like, just to picture this. You're walking into this mom and pop shop lined with puppets, no sound at all. And they're all staring at you. Edward says, Black Mirror Puppet Museum. Kenny, this is how horror movies start.
No.
Yeah, it does kind of seem like that. And then just this curator appears. Yeah, basically, I mean, I heard like 3 steps. I don't know where he was. I just clunk, clunk, clunk.
No, he's kind of came out of nowhere.
Welcome to the Portland Puppet Museum. And he's awesome.
And he's very
this
like
guy. Don't get me
grandiose.
wrong.
I mean, he's
a performer.
He is a puppeteer. He's a performer. He makes puppets. He creates them for like he made some of the puppets for Avenue Q. Like,
well, we should talk about just the museum itself.
Yeah, the museum itself. Yeah, there's so many things about it, but yeah.
So he asked, do you know for sure that Steve wasn't a puppet himself? That's entirely possible. I don't know. So like they have like actual like old Japanese and Chinese puppets.
Because this
like
is one of the
250 years old. Some of them.
Yeah, because this is the show that they have right now. It's like puppets throughout the world, like the history of puppets. So what they do is they change it every 3 months. So they have 4 different themed shows a year. So they have like their basic puppets that are there.
Okay.
But then they change the they curate the different shows.
So so they rotate out.
So
which
this one
ones.
was like like
The
Incan
historical.
puppets and like
Ancient
Chinese
Greek
and
and
yeah, it was
Turkish and Indonesian. Yeah, they had. It was really actually pretty fascinating stuff, like how they would do it different and the different types of puppeting or puppetry. Puppetry, would that be?
puppetry, yeah.
Different types of puppetry,
Yeah.
like shadow puppets and
Shadow puppets and marionettes and different kinds of
and then like life-size ones. And then he's got ones that he just showed us pictures of them, but he's got some that are like 18 feet tall that are puppets. And it is pretty fascinating, like learning some of the history of it and how much they are into it. I mean, it's his life. It's his whole
this is what
entire life. Yeah.
I mean, and there's
his
they
job, his
make
passion, everything.
Yeah, his passion. I mean, like they have their puppets all over the world. Like they're in different plays and museums. Like he was showing us some of the puppets that travel to exhibits in New York. Some of them are like in different countries.
Yeah.
Like it's pretty fascinating.
It was pretty cool. I was a little unsure of what this would be like when we went in.
I know, because I was very excited about the puppet museum, and I'm like, Greg, and Greg seemed to really like it.
I think it's more because I've been to like some small town, and I don't know why. This is in Sellwood, it's in the middle of Portland. It's not in a small town, but it seems so much like a small town thing, like a small town museum. Like in Independence, there's they have the Independence Historical Museum. I think it's called. I'm blanking on the actual name of it, but I mean, it's all pictures from around town. Like, what are the big pictures and maybe it's changed since I was a kid. In Independence, Oregon is where I grew up, so it's not the middle of nowhere. But one of the, like in that museum, some of the big pictures were one was a picture of a UFO that somebody took one time on a farm in Independence. That's like in the
like,
historical
was it just
museum.
Like a light?
No, it looked like a flying saucer in a picture.
Oh boy!
Another one was a ghost. That somebody caught a ghost on a picture, and these are all like old timey photos, and it's just this random hodgepodge of things mixed with like some actual historical stuff.
Oh boy!
And that's what this place kind of reminded me of, just that vein of things.
Well, did you know the Old World Puppet Theater and the Portland Puppet Museum? They're one of the longest running marionette theaters and puppet building companies in the United States.
Huh.
Isn't that awesome?
That is pretty awesome. Oh, Chris, you're saying the UFO shot is a famous shot. I think you're talking about the one in McMinnville. The McMinnville UFO got all the famous stuff.
Boy.
The Independence UFO, I don't think it got as much press. So I just it's the UFO rivalries.
Sure.
Of the Willamette Valley. But anyway, it's the Puppet Museum was just absolutely. It was pretty cool.
It was. And the guy,
Yeah.
so Steve, so Courtney's even asking, how does one become a puppet curator, like a puppet museum curator? I think that you're just really good at puppetry and creating these things. I mean, because it's showmanship. It's, it's being able to physically build these things. Like part of it, he was showing us how he made the puppets and like all the different, like how
there's a craft to it. Absolutely.
Yeah, like how scientific the process is and the different kinds of material used to make sure, that they can actually hold up and not break.
Rick is asking, do the puppets look just like museum visitors who were never seen again? Yeah, see, now we're getting into like a Twilight Zone kind of thing. Like you're going to be a little puppet on the wall.
I wanna
for the
be a
next
puppet.
exhibit in 3 months from now.
Mm-hmm. That's how he
Yes.
does. Because see, that's the thing is like I want to be best
This
friends
is our
with Steve
kooky
now.
Portland
Because
exhibit.
Steve, like just listening to him talk about like puppets, and we were just like just shooting the shit, and he's telling us all and showing us like some of the puppets that he made. He's
Uh-huh.
just like I'm like, and then I guess they have like adult puppet night where they put on puppet shows for
Yeah.
drunk adults, like which sounds hilarious.
Which I like that. Saying adult puppet nights makes it kind of. You could imply something else with that.
You
but-
have to. Why do you have to make everything so dirty?
Well, I'm just saying adult puppet night. Going over for adult puppet night. But no, I do want to go because they're drinking. Basically, it's drinking and puppets. Sounds good to
Yeah,
me.
you get to drink wine and watch people like.
Although I'd probably break one. That's the only thing I would worry
you would
about.
have to stay seated, sitting on your hands.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably. But the thing is, though, it really struck Sarah, I think, a lot going to this thing, to where this is what we're talking about you, and you've been bringing this up now since you went to this, that you think maybe you need to get into puppets.
Yeah, I mean, I think maybe I've been missing my mark because I do very much love Labyrinth. I do love all like the Jim Henson creations and a lot
Right.
of like Muppet things. Like we did just go see the Jim Henson
Yeah,
exhibit.
that's true. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I enjoy the process
but that's
of learning
different,
how
though, from
things
being
are
a
made.
fan
Yeah.
to like living the lifestyle, the
But
puppet lifestyle.
let me tell you, I've already kind of dabbled in the puppet lifestyle.
Well, I mean, I created a puppet once. I've created puppets a couple of times.
What does
Just a
that
side
even
note.
mean?
Well, I did in fourth grade. I had a puppet named Spike. That was
Didn't weren't we required to have puppets?
I don't know. We did like paper mache. So mine was a crocodile with a blue mohawk and a Hawaiian shirt, and his name was Spike, and he was wild. Yeah. Anyway,
What did he say? What did he sound like?
I can't remember the voice I had for him. I don't know. He was the kooky puppet, though. I was the kooky fourth grader kid.
What kinds
I
of
was a
kooky things
strange
would he
kid.
get into?
Well, everybody else had normal puppets, like a bear or something like that.
Oh, but you
And
were the
then
bad boy.
I was the bad boy because my puppet had a mohawk. He had a blue mohawk, and he was a crocodile. It was pretty amazing. Anyway, and then I'm just saying I've created puppets before, but yes, you're talking about dabbling into puppets. I think I know where you're going with this, but go ahead and explain.
Well, I mean, I think, first of all, I want to be best friends with Steve, whose title is, again, Puppet Museum Curator. Like,
yes.
I put myself on his mailing list, and I'm like, Steve, this has just been
Have
such
you
a
been
delight.
harassing this guy? Did you get his number?
No, I didn't harass him. I found him on Facebook, then. We don't have any mutual friends, so I don't know what to do.
You already stalked him on Facebook.
No, it's just, what's stalking? Typing in someone's name? That's not stalking.
Okay.
That's just typing in a name. That's a name.
Have you gone back there since we went?
No, I have not gone back to the Puppet Museum.
I'm just trying to make sure. Okay. I just
No.
want to understand, where you're going with
I think
this
it
as
does
you
look like
transition
it's a
into-
lot of fun to
Mhm.
make these puppets. Like, I don't know if I would be able to go into 3D, but I'm kind of like, I kind of want to try.
Now, do you want to start making puppets, or do you want to be the puppet person?
I think making puppets and then just hanging around with puppet people.
Hanging around with puppet people.
I want to maybe hang around with puppet people.
I mean, what
Because
do-
I know I am getting older. Remember, we were talking about how we're both curious about like Renaissance fairs, and now I'm kind of curious about the like puppet.
I mean, would
lifestyle.
you like create different puppets and have like voices for them? Like, what would be the first puppet you'd want
I
to
don't
make?
know.
Like, if you were to make a puppet, what would you want to make the puppet of?
I don't know. I don't know yet.
Like
That's
a little
lot.
you that you would carry around with you, or
Yeah. Well, I mean, if I made a puppet, my first puppet would definitely have to be a Sharky.
See,
Because
that's different.
no, because it's not that different. Because I didn't even realize that I've been secretly grooming myself with my Sharky
for the puppet lifestyle.
for the puppet lifestyle. Because I mean, it came so naturally. We've talked about this before. Like my Sharky, Sharky's poems just came out like he was just kind of mean and like just a little bitchy. Like
he's a mean little asshole.
yeah, and I think that he'd be really popular in the puppet community.
So you think you could bring? Wait, Sharky. To be honest, Sharky, for anybody who doesn't know, is one of those stick toys with a trigger that you get at like every coastal town ever, and it's a little shark head, and you pull the little trigger thing, and the shark mouth opens and closes. And then Sarah made up a terrible, awful person who was a voice, and
Just because
I don't know if that
he like most people
is that like
doesn't you.
beginning puppetry.
I think it is. I mean, because
Is that like your intro, like your puppet curious?
it's like intro to puppetry.
Okay.
Maybe
So
I should ask Steve.
So if you made a puppet, you would actually
He
make
won't
a
remember
shark
who
one?
I am.
No, you really made this like a big meeting. That
But I would
you
have
two
to
had.
do something where like he would click because he would have to make the clicking sound that.
So
Sharky
you'd have
did.
your hand going up and down.
Yeah, but like something would have to be like in the teeth to like make it like click every time.
I'm sure you could figure that out
Mm-hmm.
to make the clicking noise.
Nice little shark and be like,
Uh-huh.
"Hi, Greg."
I hate that voice so much. I hate you, Sharky. So if you made
Is your
this,
forehead getting bigger or is your hair getting thinner?
so if you made this terrible, awful Sharky puppet, what would you do though?
Wow, just insult you. God, it would be so
Like,
much
would you
fun.
start carrying this around with
Maybe.
you? And this is where I'm saying there's a
Maybe.
fine
There's
line.
a fine line.
And I'm not talking about, people like Steve, who this is their passion, but probably know, the difference between
Reality.
interacting in real life and work. I could see this being a very dangerous step for you.
Yeah, well,
In that
Greg.
we've talked before about how, you're slowly becoming more of a shut-in, which is fine. But now if you add puppets into the mix
Man.
and
I have missed
puppets
Sharky, though. Like,
and a
Sharky and
small
I, like,
studio
really-
apartment,
We like really bonded. Like we would just kind of chat.
really bonded with
No,
your
it's
mind.
like Sharky. I think the reason that I would do well with puppets is because I can, because I have a voice for them. It's like another
You
voice.
have a
in the
voice?
back. It's like a voice in the back. That's why like Sharky always speaks the truth because like Sharky gives no shits and like clearly doesn't like you, which I'm sure is in here somewhere in here. But like I don't know how to deal with it because like we're so entangled in like work stuff. So like now I have to like kind of use this to express disdain.
I don't think you have any problem doing that. But if with this voice,
People want Sharky. Maybe we could. I should probably make a puppet Sharky.
I don't. I think that's the worst idea you've ever had.
Hi, Greg.
That could be the last day of Funemployment Radio ever. So if you
Did you miss me, Greg?
if you did create this is what I'm saying. I just want to give you a heads up of where I think you're heading with this, because I don't think it would not be a very long stretch for you to switch from, oh, I'm curious about puppets, to, oh, I'm the woman on the bus with like two different puppets on my hands
No, I
that
don't
are
have
talking
one.
to each other.
No, because I'd be talking to a puppet. I think I'm more of like a
Or a single puppet.
ventriloquist.
A ventriloquist.
Well, I mean, because I think I'd rather like have a one-on-one with a puppet. I don't want to like be watching a conversation between two friends. I want to be one of the friends.
But can't you get in there in the middle of it if you've got two of the puppets? Okay, so you're a single puppet. Would you have the same puppet when you start riding the bus with the puppet every day?
Yeah, it'd probably just be Sharky every day.
Okay, so
Sharky's
you
been
get on,
my
it's like, oh, here
Sharky
comes...
and I have been friends for years. I just feel like Sharky's body has been broken.
Wait,
Now
so
technology,
Sharky just-
technology has advanced, and now he needs to be rebuilt
So
because somebody murdered him.
Wait, so you're just gonna walk around insulting everyone around you all day with this shark puppet? Like walking on the bus and like, oh, Sharky, you shouldn't say that. Oh, look at this asshole coming on the bus. Like,
Sharky doesn't hate everybody. He just hates you.
Sweet. So what, he has compliments for other people?
Yeah, he likes some other people.
Who does Sharky like?
People that aren't Greg Nibbler. He didn't like Dan the Pirate either.
He did not like Dan the Pirate.
And
I
Dan the
remember that.
Pirate tried to murder him.
I can't blame Dan the Pirate with the things Sharky said to him.
I know.
It was
Sharky
very
was
rude.
Kind of
He
rude.
was kind of an asshole.
I can't.
So you're gonna be. I don't think it's too far though. Before you're
Oh,
doing
Mike is
this.
saying like Triumph. Yeah, but Sharky has more a delicate touch.
Sharky
Oh, I
does
didn't
not have a
even-
delicate touch.
I didn't even realize Triumph the insult comic type, but Triumph is more like the poop on and the cigar and stuff, right? Sharky is more a gentle
Triumph's
spirit.
pretty funny. He is pretty funny.
Yeah.
But so
Oh, look at that. Oh, Courtney just posted a picture of a shark. But that doesn't have realistic eyes. Like, I would have to paint him like I want to paint him like one of my dog paintings, which, by the way, I have openings in my queue if you would like to have me paint an animal, even if it's a shark. Go to sarahxdillon.com, sarahxdyllan.com, or feel free to give me an email at sarahxdillon@gmail.com. Let me paint an animal that you love.
have you ever painted a fish?
No. But I had never painted an emu until I did, and I
Yeah.
knocked that out of the park.
Somebody should hire you for a fish. I still think we need a lizard though.
Oh, my God.
Lizard challenge.
I did paint a chicken, which is kind of a lizard.
No, doesn't quite
That's
count.
like a dinosaur.
Well, also not a lizard, but no,
Mm.
it doesn't quite count. Lizard challenge. Somebody commissioner for a lizard challenge. All right, so
Anyway,
what's your plan with this? Where do you expect this to go? Like, do you want to go on a tour together, or how would you make this work?
Well, first I would have to start with the bus because that's an
It's
urban
like your
tour.
testing ground.
That's an urban tour.
Yeah.
You know, for people, if they get a day pass for $5, they get to see like the show all day.
Everybody gets to see the Sharky show.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what Sharky and I would talk about on the bus. And I don't know
Yeah.
if I could do it, but I think I can because I kind of mentally disassociate from Sharky when him and I are talking.
Yeah.
And be like he just all of a sudden starts like saying things, and I'm like, I don't know.
Oh, sorry. Just my shark puppet.
It's just my shark puppet. Oh, I don't think that.
Oh, yeah. So what kinds of things are Sharky going to say? Is Sharky going to make like social commentary? And
No social commentary, no sexual harassment. No.
Okay.
I think Sharky would just be generally nice because the best Sharky would be the one that likes everybody but you. And that
Yeah.
would just be satisfying to me.
Okay.
Just talking, you know what Sharky would do? Sharky would complain about you on the bus.
To random strangers?
Have you met this douchebag, Greg Nibbler? Yeah, he does this show on this thing called Digital Trends.
Oh, really? That's what Sharky's going to be saying?
He tries to steal the glory from my friend Sarah on Funemployment Radio.
It's being noted in the chat. Keelan just said the Sharky show would turn 0 heads in Portland if that PDX alerts is any indication.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I would just complain about you on the bus nonstop.
To just random people.
Just random people.
I think you could get into that really easily.
Oh, yeah.
Though. You could disconnect from reality really quickly.
I know. That's why I don't like if I unplugged, like I'm afraid that I won't be able to get it back in the
I don't
outlet.
know if you will be able to. If you decided to go full on talking to a puppet and bringing it around on the bus, I think that's about it for you. Like that's where it's gonna go.
I mean, I do
like
see
you're
a lot
gonna
of-
be that person, and you're not gonna understand it.
No, but let me tell you, as a
Like,
as
it'll
a
be
person who
real.
worked in Portland media, like we still work in media in our new form of it, but I
Yeah.
mean in old style Portland media, like a lot of Portland media people go fucking crazy.
Yeah, I mean. Oh yeah, that's true. There
No,
are.
a lot of people just think about it,
Yeah.
and a lot of people like ex Portland media people go bonkers. That's like the thing, and so like anyone would probably be like, oh, saw Sarah X Dillon on the 14 the other day talking to a shark puppet, and then people would be like,
What
oh,
happened to her?
What happened to her? Oh man.
Oh,
I almost want to do that just so it could be a report. Like,
Yeah.
oh, how far they fall.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because so many people will get like such, how do you say that? Schadenfreude?
Yeah.
Such pleasure out of that. They'd be like, oh.
Oh
look
yeah,
at
they
that.
would love to post about
Yeah.
your downfall,
Yeah.
about you talking to a puppet.
But why would
There'd
that
be
necessarily have
pictures
to be my
posted,
downfall?
like,
Maybe I found a new friend to ride the bus
Portland's Sharky woman is actually a former radio DJ. Sarah X
with.
Dillon.
Sharky Sarah.
she's never had a friend.
Oh,
quite like
Courtney
Sharky.
says, oh, you and Sharky could become friends with the mixed medications lady.
Yeah.
Oh.
You and the
now
mixed
that made it real.
medications
Now
lady.
that
That's
made
what
it
I'm
too
saying.
real. That made it too real.
Like you are not that far away. And if that's what you want to do, that's more power to you. If that's who you want to become. And again, this isn't talking about everybody who has puppets. This is talking particularly about Sarah riding the bus with her Sharky puppet, insulting me as she's going about her day. I think
God,
it's
it would just be like a
it's
Greg,
a careful.
a Greg hating shark. That's all it is. Just specifically hates little curly haired.
Yeah. I think it's a slippery
people.
slope.
It is.
It's a
I know.
slippery slope of where you're going.
Because like all these things will come out because like I think like I squashed down a lot of my thoughts, but then like they come out of Sharky's mouth, and then like I don't really know, like I feel bad, but it's like not anything that I would have said to you personally.
Again, that's one step from saying I don't remember stabbing them. I don't remember it at all.
Disassociation.
It wasn't me.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is all going in the deposition again. This entire show leads up. That's the spoiler. This entire show leads up to a trial. This entire
So this
years
would be like the
of
halfway.
Funemployment Radio
Is this
leads
the
up.
halfway point in our Lifetime movie?
I don't know. I think
Or
I
finally
think we're
going?
past the halfway point. I
Or
think
then
it
when
starts
I'm sitting on the
escalating
stand
pretty
and I have my
quickly.
friend and like
It starts
we're
escalating
wearing
pretty
matching
quickly from here.
outfits.
Yes, with you and your shark buck. The judge has to give special permission for you to come up with your hands talking. Like, all right, do we have to swear in? They have to swear in Sharky. Like, Sharky, do you
He has to
promise
put
to
his
tell the
face
whole
on the-
truth,
yeah.
nothing but the truth? Ugh, I sure do. Oh God, it really is.
So anyway,
Problem
I
is,
kind of
the
want to
shitty
get
thing
involved
is,
in the puppet
I'm not
community
involved at
now.
the end of the movie because I'm already dead.
Yes.
So I don't even get to see the end of it.
Yes.
Huh.
Wait, is that what I'm on trial for?
Yeah, of course.
Oh,
Yeah, it's gonna be for me
For
when I go missing
murder.
or whatever.
murder.
Yeah. All right.
Right. Anyway, there's a puppet museum in Portland.
There is, and it's pretty cool. And I want to find out about more museums and exhibits like that.
Yeah, I want
because
to
we
know
wanna
what
visit
other
more things.
museums there are in Portland that I don't know about.
Portland or even outside, a general area, because we're going to be doing some more traveling for the podcast. So we would love to go check out some more things, and let us know.
Yeah.
Maybe there's some weird.
Who knew there was such a treasure?
Who knew there was a Portland Puppet Museum? Like, what other kind of museums
Also,
are
look
there?
that up and give them some of your your patronage. They're really nice.
We haven't. There's the toy museum, isn't there, in Portland?
I don't know.
I think there's a toy museum that we may need to go check
There's
out.
that weird like race car museum off of I-5, which doesn't
That's
really
in
sound
Wilsonville.
appealing to me.
I'm not
Yeah.
really a race car guy either.
Have you gone to the how do you say that?
Peculiarium. In
No.
Northwest Portland? No, I didn't even know about that. Send us in suggestions. We want to go check these things out. And we'll post them all on our Instagram pages or for Funemployment Radio's Instagram and Twitter and Facebook and all that stuff. So, yeah, we want to see more of these weird things and let you know about them.
Yeah, that was fun. It
It was cool.
I
Yeah,
feel like
it was
I had
really
a
cool.
very Portlandy weekend. Like sometimes, with things changing, it gets a little. Sometimes it gets to be a little bit of a bummer. But it was like a 60-something-year-old, 60-something degree day,
Yeah.
bike riding. Oh God! But we were talking about the allergies earlier with the bugs everywhere.
Oh, yeah, a lot of
Oh
bugs.
God! It was the grossest thing because it's been so rainy, and all of a sudden they all come to life at once. When we were riding our bikes down the Springwater corridor, I was covered in bugs.
Yeah, that really upset you a lot.
It was disgusting.
Yeah. It was a lot
Well,
of
you were
bugs.
covered in corpses too.
Oh, no. Yeah, it's gross.
Yeah, it was.
They're all hatching.
I know, and Greg kept saying that was the worst, and he's just like, "Oh, they're all hatching."
It's spring. They're all hatching.
Yeah, they're all hatching. They're just being born right now. They're hatching
They're
and
hatching.
they're flying on you.
Uh-huh. Yep. That's what happened.
All right, so if you want us to visit your weird museum of something, but hopefully it's like a real museum and not your basement where you want to kill us. That would
Oh,
be-
yeah.
that
I've
would
got
be
a
cool.
museum right down here.
Got a museum in my pants.
It's my axe museum. Yeah. No, that's not going to be a good thing for us. Got a museum in my pants.
Here, meet me.
That's a T-shirt. The new Fun Employment Radio T-shirt. I've got a museum in my pants. Free admission.
And now, since Greg repeated that, will somebody please cut that out and send that to me? Thank you. And the master plan has been achieved. Hello, my friends. Hi, everybody.
No.
Oh my gosh. Keelan's saying I'm just waiting for Sarah to get a ventriloquist dummy that looks like Greg, which she actually treats better than Greg. I totally would. But I don't know if I want. Oh God, that might be the funnest though, is to have Sharky, but have Sharky look like Greg, but have Sharky's voice.
Oh, that's way too weird.
Oh, that is so weird. Oh yeah. Like the dead blue eyes and like the.
Dead blue eyes.
Curly
My eyes
hair.
aren't dead.
That's good. Hello, my friends. My name is Sarah X. Dillon. Hi, hi, hi. Welcome to my world of crazy.
Crazy.
Greg, boy, do I have a job that might interest you.
Oh, boy.
Netflix is hiring, and Netflix has now posted job openings to pay people to binge watch television series on Netflix.
Doesn't seem like it'd be good for my health, but yeah.
Yeah.
What do you do?
Well, streaming. So let's see. So streaming system, of course, Netflix is seeking applicants to be paid to binge watch television shows. So it's seeking to fill an editorial analyst job. That's what you'd be called, an editorial analyst.
Okay.
That includes watching, rating, and categorizing original and imported programming.
So watch foreign stuff, and then I categorize it, so I'll be like, oh, this is horror, this is comedy, like that kind of thing?
I think you can, yeah, like what kind of, because they do like genres and then subgenres.
Somebody's going to get paid full-time to do that? There's not a...
The company says that it requires someone who is passionate about movies and television with a deep knowledge of the entertainment industry, who can also work with tight deadlines.
You watch a lot of Netflix. I think this would be something that you would do.
Not really, though, because I don't really watch it. Like most of the time I do it when I'm doing something else, so I don't like just sit and stare at it.
Yeah. I only half the time watch new things. So usually,
I mean, every once in a while,
I just put
like
something on the
I
background
binge
I've already
watch
seen.
like Jessica Jones. Like there are like specific ones, but
Yeah.
I don't watch everything. There's so much stuff I haven't watched.
I just watched a Netflix original movie called The Titan, and it's terrible.
Ooh, I am
Oh, it's
currently
bad.
watching my horror movie aficionados. I don't know how it ends, but I am currently watching Veronica, which is a Spanish horror movie. It's subtitled, but holy
I thought
shit.
you're watching it subtitled?
It's subtitled, yeah.
Wow.
But holy shit, I was watching that by myself last night when I was working on a painting. Once again, sarahxdillon.com. And I had to turn it off. It's scary, and I can usually watch scary things. For some reason, this movie, because it has great reviews, and I'm like, subtitles, I don't know, because it's basically set in the 90s, in 1991, where this girl disappears, and it's actually based on a true story about how this is the one case that was deemed like unsolvable. Like they don't know, they absolutely have no idea what happened to this person.
Huh.
Like it's unresolved. Like it did the analysis, so it's based on this woman, this girl Veronica, and in 1991 she plays on a Ouija board with some of her friends during an eclipse, and summons some sort of bad thing, and it's just kind of like the 3 days leading up to her eventual death. It's fucked, like it is, and it's
Would I
not
like
like
it?
really, it's not really graphic. It's psychological. Like I turned it off last night and I was scared, and I tried to watch a few more seconds and I turned it. I'm like, nope. And I watched some 30 Rock. I'm like, gotta get that out of my head. Gotta get that out of my head.
Would I like it or?
I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very well paced.
Yeah.
It's scaring me. Like I'm finishing it after the show today, in the green room, in the light, because I'm not watching that shit at my apartment by myself.
All right.
'Cause I
Yeah.
wanna
Then I
finish
kind
it.
of want to see it. Yeah. When I
Yeah.
watched The Titan, it was it's with Sam. What's his name? Sam, who was in the Avatar movies. You know what I'm talking about? The guys. I don't know. I don't know what else he's been in. Sam Worthington.
Oh, was he the guy in
He's
the
the
wheelchair?
main guy. Yeah, he's the
Okay.
main guy in the Avatar movies. This movie it's not good. I
Mm.
thought it was good. It had everything that I thought. So it's like the Titan, and it's about Titan the moon, and about how
Oh boy, I've already lost interest.
the human civilization, Earth is dying, and we must adapt and move to Titan. And so they're trying to speed up evolution by giving him a bunch of shots and like making him adapt to the cold and methane. It's terrible. It's really bad. I watched the entire thing though.
Of course. Well, the listings are seeking analysts for original programming as well as Spanish and Japanese movies and television shows. So that's what you're interested in. I'm sure you can Google that and find it.
All right.
All right, out of Pensacola, Florida. Here's a Florida headline for you. A Florida woman mistakes her 37-week pregnancy for just overeating bad Chinese food. She was pregnant for 37 weeks and did not realize it.
Overeating Chinese food.
Crystal Gale
37
Emerson
weeks. You just kept on going.
just kept on eating.
It's like, oh.
Well, she thought, all right, so Crystal Gale, 29, of Pensacola, Florida, said she woke up around 4 a.m. last weekend with stomach pains that had her running back and forth between the bathroom and bedroom for more than an hour. So she was thinking that she had food poisoning.
Oh my god.
She said, I had Chinese food the night before and kind of figured maybe I had food poisoning or something like that, Crystal Gale said. But it turns out that there was nothing wrong with Crystal Gale's General Tso's chicken. Unbeknownst to her, she was actually 37 weeks pregnant and was on the verge of giving birth to her second child.
Wait, so she'd been pregnant
So she'd
before?
been pregnant
So she
before.
knows what it. Granted, I've never been pregnant, but I would think that you'd kind of notice.
Especially if
body
she had been
changing.
pregnant before, yes.
Just, I don't know, acting differently. I think that's a fair assessment. And then also, yeah, being pregnant previous to that, I don't know.
I mean, you have to be kind of, you've lived in your body your whole life. I mean, I would just think maybe you're a little more familiar than that. I don't know. Well, Crystal Gale was supposed to go to work, but she called in, and an hour later, as the pain worsened, she woke up her fiancé because they needed to call an ambulance.
Wait a minute.
Crystal Gale says, "Mom, my stomach pains were excruciating and I could hardly move." I think it was about 6:30 when the ambulance finally got there. It escalated so quickly And I realized that I was having contractions, and we figured out what was going on because at first we really didn't know what was going on. Whoa, this is real. Crystal Gale.
Why you didn't know what was going on?
Well, so how is it possible that
Dang
Crystal
General
Gale
Sal's chicken.
didn't realize she was pregnant? Well, Crystal Gale said she's already been through one pregnancy, but she was never the type to feel a lot of symptoms typically aligned with pregnancy, such as morning sickness. She said she also didn't notice much weight gain. She said, I gained a little bit of weight, but with my first baby, I didn't notice either. I never gained that pregnancy shape, and then I wear loose clothes to work because I work at a retirement home, so I guess the way they fit me, it was hard to tell that there was anything different. An obstetrician with Sacred Heart Hospital, where she ended up having her baby, said it is possible for a woman to learn of her pregnancy just hours before going into labor, but in over 20 years of practice, she's only witnessed it 3 times. Well, that would be more. That's more than I thought she would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was her name again? Crystal Gale?
Crystal Gale Amerson.
Emerson. I was going to say Crystal Gale is a singer.
No, I'm sorry. I just really like the first 2 names. So
Yeah.
like Crystal Gale has a better flow to it.
I see. Yep.
Yes.
Crystal Gale Emerson. Okay.
Yeah, so let's see. So on Sunday, Oliver James was born in the back of the ambulance a short way from the home of Crystal Gale Emerson and her fiancé. Wow, that's a long baby. Well, 19-inch baby.
Is that large?
I mean, that's,
I don't know. I don't know how big they're supposed to be.
well, a foot is 12 inches.
Well, I understand that, but I don't know how long a baby is supposed to be when it.
Well, let's see. Like for context, Brendan Ryan's baby is 21 inches when it was born. Or no, that's Heather's. I don't remember. Whatever.
Well, that's
babies.
longer than.
Yeah, that is longer than 19, Greg.
Yeah.
You're correct.
So. Okay.
All right. Well, Emerson said the EMT who helped. So she like not only went into labor, but she didn't even make it to the hospital. That was how far like. All right. So Emerson says going with the Chinese food. She says that she's probably not going to have Chinese for a while. She said, "I think I'm traumatized from Chinese food now. I don't think I'll ever be able to look at it the same way again." Fair enough.
It's probably kind of the least of your concerns there. Maybe just having children you did not expect. Maybe that should be more of the concern.
All right, Courtney's saying my son was 21 and my daughter was 19 inches. Yeah, because I'm pretty sure, Eloise was 21 inches. So 19 isn't that much shorter. Babies. Greg, I get to go see Eloise this weekend. I bet she'd like my Sharky puppet. Tell her all the stories about this mean guy named Greg. Greg liked to take away all the toys from the little girls and boys. I can't even do it. Like, I'm not even thinking about moving my hand. It just happens when I do the voice.
You're not even going to make a puppet. You're just going to draw eyes on your fingers and walk around talking to yourself.
Finally, one more story, and thankfully more children are coming into the world because they're doing things like this. Boo! A new internet challenge is taking the world by storm.
Oh, I think I've heard this.
Yes. So, of course, there was the Tide Pod Challenge. The Ice Bucket Challenge. Jeez Louise, that was like
Well,
a long
Ice
time
Bucket
ago.
Challenge was for
Then that's
something
for a positive thing. That was
That's
raising
not
money
the
to
Tide
fight,
Pod.
yes, to fight disease. But there's a new one, and it is called the Condom Challenge. And it is fucking disgusting. It involves inhaling an unwrapped condom in through your nose and pulling it out through your throat. This is something that has been popular in the past. It was popular in 2011, then 2014. Now in 2018, it has come back. Teenagers say that they're using this as a way to fight boredom. If you want to scoop your brain
fight
out.
boredom. They're that bored.
Yeah. If you want to scoop your brain out with a spoon and not be able to unsee it, you can look up the Condom Challenge on YouTube. You do not want to do this. The social media, kids are using this on social media for likes, views, and subscribers, and this is one of the ones that's trending right now.
Ugh.
So just so you know, you might stumble across that. So if you see something that looks like someone's about ready to start that, just so you know that's something that's happening. And if you have children and you're listening to this, I know that you are far smarter than the average intelligence, and you're doing just fine, so you don't have to worry about anything like that. Oh, And there you are, my friends. It's your world of crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah, I accidentally, it was one of those auto start videos. And I saw that. I wish I could unsee that. That was.
Yeah, that's really gross.
Yeah, it's really gross.
That's pretty gross. I don't even have anything to say about that other than.
That it's gross, yeah.
Yeah, it's gross.
Mhm.
All right. Should we do a little bit to ball talk? Because it's a big day. It is a big, big day in the world of ball talk.
Oh, boy.
Big day!
Pew.
All right, I'm Greg Nibbler. Let's talk balls.
Balls.
Couple of stories in ball talk, but really one big one. And also, of course, I do have to make a prediction today because I was right about Saturday. But first, before we get to that, so the Women's National Championship was yesterday, and it was won by Notre Dame with a three-pointer with 0.1 seconds left.
Ooh.
They won the game. Apparently, that is exactly how they won the previous game, was a three-pointer by this woman, Erica Ogunbowale. I have no idea how to pronounce her name. Sure, we'll say that. Anyway, she won, so Notre Dame are the champions of the women's bracket. But tonight
Yes.
is the finale of the Funemployment Radio Tournament of Champions.
Oh,
All right, so
boy.
we have a few things to get to today. First off, much as I predicted, unfortunately, Loyola Chicago, the Cinderella team of the Insanity of the Month Before April basketball tournament, was defeated over the weekend by the University of Michigan. The Wolverines, a number 3 seed, move on to the championship to face the Villanova Wildcats. Versus the Wolverines. So that's going to
people
be
are
happening
saying
today.
that you picked Kansas. Oh, you did
What?
pick Kansas.
I
Oh,
said I
God.
picked Michigan.
You're such a
I
filthy
said
liar.
I picked Michigan.
No wonder Sharky hates you.
I said I picked Michigan. I didn't talk about the other game.
All right, that's some BS right there.
I said I picked Michigan.
Okay, stop. You're just embarrassing yourself.
Wolverines. Anyway, Michigan's in. And they will be taking on the Villanova Wildcats in the championship. And I'm going to make my prediction here in just a minute. There is somebody from Michigan, a Michigan fan, who could win $1 million tonight if Michigan does win this game. And the thing is, it's like you feel, it's like, oh yeah, I want to root for them. They could win $1 million. But he had enough spare money to bet $25,000 on the Wolverines winning it. Like,
Oh,
that's
boy.
throwaway money. Just like, whatever. Yeah, maybe they'll win.
Oh,
I mean, yeah, good for them. But could win $1 million if Michigan does win tonight.
so that means you're rooting against him.
I'll say who I'm rooting for here in just a minute.
Okay.
I'll make that pronouncement. I do want to give a quick update on the Funemployment Radio Tournament of Champions. And taking a look here, right now, I don't think there's any way he can be beat. Well, most likely not. Actually, I take that back. Maybe did somebody have Michigan winning? Because maybe if somebody had Michigan winning the championship, then that might work. Oh, yes. Oh, we do have a battle.
What?
We've got a battle today for the Funemployment Radio Tournament of Champions. I didn't realize it. Okay, so sitting number 1 right now in our tournament, until I kick everybody out and make myself one, is Dwayne from Calgary with his bracket, Frozen Balls Don't Bounce. And since we are down to Villanova versus Michigan in this championship game, the number 2 bracket, the only person really with a chance to beat Dwayne, Jeff, has Michigan winning. So I believe if Michigan wins, Jeff will win the tournament.
Oh, boy.
If Villanova wins, Dwayne wins the tournament.
Wow.
Dwayne is the defending champion.
Uh-oh.
So that is where we are sitting. Sarah, you plummeted. Oh, no, you didn't.
No, I really didn't.
Sarah's sitting at number.
You know, you're looking at yourself. God, you're embarrassed. Like, does it get embarrassing to you when you're like, oh, I'm going to win, and then, like, you fail so, like, astronomically? Like, that must be embarrassing for you.
Not in my mind. I think I'm doing just fine.
Oh, wow.
Basically, everything was set up against me. So
Yeah.
do you mean I'm somebody who fought against ridiculous odds that probably a lot of other people didn't have to fight against? And I somehow...
Oh, that's it. You need to pump brakes
I somehow
there. That's
made it.
enough.
I mean, what, when it comes to the bracket? This is probably the worst I've ever done. All right, so anyway... Let's get to the prediction. Who will win, Villanova or Michigan? The Wolverines versus the Wildcats. The winner, Sarah, tonight will be none other than the Villanova Wildcats will win against the Michigan Wolverines. Mark it down. That's my prediction.
You know that's
going to
bump me
happen.
up even higher, Greg, right?
I'm just making a prediction on what's going to happen. There's only two choices in this. I didn't say who I'm going to root for. I'm just saying Villanova's going to win. And there we go. That concludes this edition of Ball Talk.
Oh, boy.
What are you doing over there?
Nothing. I just got a thing. All right. So about our FERSC, real quick.
Yeah, the Funemployment Radio Supporters Club.
Yes.
The pins.
Yeah, so we
Do
have
we
been
have something
mailing out the
else?
pins. Yes. So it turns out that enamel pins are very popular, and people have been stealing them from the envelopes. I am so fucking pissed. So this is, and I actually went to talk to the people at the post office, and they said, absolutely, this is not something that we do. We don't remove anything from an envelope.
Yeah, the post office isn't stealing them.
I know, I just wanted to make sure that they weren't taking them out because I didn't put enough postage on or something. I just wanted to absolutely make sure. So it's not them. So some people have been getting their envelopes, but somebody has slit open the sides and they've been stealing the pins, which is
Fuckers.
kind of pissing me off because we are kind of a small business and we had to pay a lot of money to get those made. So anyway, whatever. But that being said, if you are one of the people who unfortunately got your pin stolen, don't worry about it. I will totally send you another one. It's absolutely fine. I just heard from somebody else, so that's why I was looking.
God damn, that pisses me off. Yeah, so please let us know if you receive an envelope where it's cut open on the side because the pin's been stolen, so we can get you another one out.
Yeah, because I had heard this. I was looking online, and a lot of pin manufacturers have this exact same thing happen.
That's really annoying. Really? So
Yeah.
somebody out there, so several people are out there now wearing pins that did not deserve them and are now walking around with our Funemployment Radio pins on. Like, what are they going to do with it?
I don't know. Like, maybe because they
I mean, if they're
opened it.
stealing it, they probably don't even know what Funemployment
Yeah, because
Radio
they probably opened
is.
it and they're like, "What's Fun Employment Rate?" Like, okay, well, I don't know what. Like, I don't know.
I mean,
Anyway,
where are they going to go hawk
so
it somewhere?
terribly
I mean,
sorry
is there a
if
value?
this has happened to you, and we will get you another. So anyone who's written to me, totally gonna mail out some more today. So it's a little bit frustrating, but that's
Yeah,
okay.
That is
That's okay.
frustrating.
Just wanted to let you know. I don't you worry about it. You didn't do anything wrong. I'll get it taken care of. We'll send you another one.
That's annoying. Well, one place you could pick it up in person, actually, if you are
Yeah.
a Supporters Club member, is at the Landmark Saloon on Saturday, April 14th.
Yes.
Because we are having another one of our Funemployment Radio Experience events. This is Saturday, April 14th. And as usual for these things, it's a two-part event. One is the first part, though, and this is the one that's going to be a lot of fun. It's our VIP event for the day. So Landmark Saloon at 4847 Southeast Division will be closed to the public except for you who purchase tickets to the Funemployment Radio Experience. And I'll tell you where you can do that here in a second. And if you do that, you'll get to see a live Funemployment Radio podcast. The bar is closed.
Well, the bar will be open.
Well, the
for
bar will be
people
open
that
for
have
you,
yeah.
for the VIP people who buy tickets.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not open to the public. And we'll have our fine sponsor, Small Town Brewing, with Not Your Father's Mountain Ale. Let's make sure I got that right. It's Not Your Father's in front of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is. Okay.
Sure is.
Okay. Want to make sure I have that right. Not Your Father's Mountain Ale. And we are going to have that there on tap, and so they are going to be, we'll have cans of that, and they're one of our fine sponsors. So, Not Your Father's Mountain Ale. The Funemployment Radio Experience,
Yes,
again, will
come
be a
give us a-
live podcast,
Yes.
and we're going to focus on the upcoming trip to Alaska. So this is going to be just before we go to Alaska, taking the whole Funemployment Radio thing up there for the week. And we've got some special things planned for this show.
Yes.
Every live episode is going to be a little bit different, and this one is going to be Alaska-focused. There may or may not be a special guest
Oh boy.
making an appearance, maybe 2 special guests,
Maybe multiple guests. You don't
Making
know, who
appearances.
knows? Yeah.
but it'll only be there live at the Landmark Soon. You can pick up your tickets at funemploymentradio.com/experience. There's also a banner there on the front page, so pick up your tickets. It's $10, and then after that, we'll end up having bingo when the bar opens back up to the public.
Yes.
so
So
that's
free
when everybody
bingo
comes on down.
afterward.
Yep, with some great prizes that we'll have for that as well. So funemploymentradio.com/experience. Pick up your tickets now. Join us. Come hang out with us for a Saturday. It's going to be a ton of fun. It's only $10, and there are limited supplies of tickets for the VIP section of it. So, and that's the live show. So pick up your tickets now. Come down and hang out with us.
Yep.
That'd be cool. All right. Thanks everybody for tuning in to Fun Employment Radio. We really do appreciate it. And sorry those things have been getting stolen. We'll get more out to you.
Yeah, I just don't know what else I'm supposed to do because those are the envelopes that they came in. So
Yeah, I know.
I mean, I bought all of these envelopes, so I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, well, there's not much we can do. Thieves are thieves. Thieves be thieving, you know. Unfortunately, so if your envelope did arrive and it wasn't in there, let us know, and we'll figure out how to get another
Oh,
one.
they're on sale now, Cammy. Did you post a link in the chat, Greg?
No, I did not. Tickets are on sale now. funemploymentradio.com/experience. You can pick up your tickets right now. That would be
Do
awesome.
it.
And yeah, send us an email, funemploymentradio@gmail.com. Give us a call, 503-575-9120. Special guest on tomorrow's episode as well. We'll have that tomorrow. And yeah, lots of stuff and things here all week long. It's gonna
Yeah,
be
but
great.
in the meantime, in between time, pick up your tickets to come hang out with us on that Saturday. It'd be great to see you before. Oh my God, we're flying to Alaska, and I'm so afraid of flying.
Yeah,
It'd be awesome to see you.
see Sarah before she flies off.
Okay,
Many hours in the air, over the ocean, over mountains,
that's enough.
snow, bears. Even if you land, there's bears. You ever seen the Alec Baldwin movie where they're in Alaska and they crash and they're like stalked by the bear?
Sure.
What's that one called?
I have no idea.
Maybe we should play that. Yeah, that would kind of make sense. Okay, we'll have to
Yeah.
talk about that. All right. Thanks, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll be back tomorrow with more Fun Employment Radio.
.com. Bye, friends.
Bye.